It's Tennis Review Factory again. Uh, Thank you for all watching my previous videos reacting. This is my reaction to the first round on Tuesday, August 27th, so it was yesterday. Make sure to subscribe. Okay, so let's check out all the action yesterday. I watched quite a few of the matches on ESPN, and let's go check them out. So we first have Nick Kyrgios. It was the night match versus Steve Johnson. Now the match was pretty straightforward. Kyrgios crushed Johnson. Johnson has a great forehand and serve combo, a lot like most Americans. However, the slice kind of screwed him over. Kyrgios was pounding it pretty hard on the cross-court forehands, and then he could hit some smooth down the lines. Like Kyrgios basically was in absolute control of the match. It was very straightforward. I do like how Johnson tried to use the two-hander a little bit more the last set and starting the second set. The first set he totally didn't use it. He was just slicing exclusively. And I think going forward, if Stevie John wants to go deep again in the majors and win some titles to have a higher ranking, so he doesn't have to play players like Kyrgios, he should start hitting the two-hander and hopefully work on some footwork to get him there. Because it takes both the feet and the actual shot practicing to have a good backhand. You need both. The backhand requires a lot of work. You can't just slice the ball at that level, you know? He knows that, and I'm sure Stevie J will hopefully get better. Because he had some great seasons before. Alright, so now looking at Nadal. He beat Millman. I saw that match. Millman was trying to crush the ball, but Nadal was just too consistent. I noticed Nadal was staying far back a lot of the times, whipping the ball. I know the Oz Open, he was hitting a lot flatter, but we'll see if he's more comfortable just playing defensive as he did yesterday. But great performance. He was humble at the end of the interview. It's good stuff. Now, Monfils, he won straight sets. Good on Monfils. I liked his battle in the last Masters he played. I believe it was Montreal, or it was like Cincinnati. Monfils was playing really good. I think it was Montreal. But moving forward, the Swiss dude pulled in 5 sets. Good on him. I'm surprised Denis Shapovalov doesn't have as high of a ranking as Felix. Felix was like 600 when Denis made the breakthrough at the US Open a couple years ago. And I met Denis. He's a nice guy. He's a very nice guy. So I'm glad he won. It's good on Tiafoe beating a veteran like Karlovic. Hope Karlovic is alright. He was leading in the set, but he retired. Kind of odd. Benoit Paire. He won straight sets. It's good for Benoit. I always feel like Benoit's a little underrated, and I'm glad he's seeded this time around. Schwartzman's doing good. Solid win. I love that guy. Thanasi Kokkinakis, he won in 4 sets, and he may be a big threat to Nadal. We'll see. Kokkinakis can really crush the ball. I think if he played Federer, he could crush him this tournament. Just because, or not crush him, but at least win a set or two. Just because Roger's making mistakes, you know. Nadal's playing pretty good from what I've seen. Pospisil won. I'm happy because Pospisil's always on Twitter talking about how hard it is right now for him financially. So good he got that check. Chung won. Escobedo, it's unfortunate to lose in 5 sets. Sandgren, he won in 5. I don't know Joe Willie. Joe Willie lost after winning a tight second set. That's kind of weird. But maybe it was a very tight match. Let's look at the stats if they show it. Do they show it? No, it's unfortunate. Okay, moving forward. We have a team. I watched that match. Yeah, Fabiano was playing great, and I knew he would be a threat to team. So that's basically all it was. Team was standing far back for a lot of the rallies, and so while he was good at passing Fabiano, who was confidently approaching the net, I feel like team got worn out and the mistakes just started coming up. Which is why the last two sets weren't that tight, at least in the score. Ooh, Zverev needed 5 sets. Yeah, I don't know. Zverev, I always feel like is overrated. Like, you guys can comment below if you want to refute me, but really, the guy keeps losing the first, second rounds of slams, and people keep saying he's going to win them. I don't know. I feel like he'll never win a slam. I think maybe in 2-3 years, but I think the next 2 full seasons he'll lose the second, third round every single tournament, at the majors at least. I could be wrong, but it's just from what I've seen, and it's just been time and time and again proven. Because I think his game is too one-dimensional. He just hits cross court, and then if it's not working, he'll do cross court. But I'm not the professional, so he probably has a plan and it's been working well for him. He's sixth in the world, but again, his slam performances I think should be better because he is a good player. Now, for Isner, he won in straights and he broke serve at least 3 times. Good on him. Kyle Edmund lost. Wishing that guy the best. Jordan Thompson, the Australian, he won straights. Good on him. I always remember how he was on fire against Janowitz at the Australian Open a couple years ago, and it was so sad to see him lose it. Verdasco won. He lost a set. It's all good. Cilic won in straights. I remember when Cilic won this tournament, and nobody really gave him credit just because he didn't beat a Big Four member in the final, but he did beat Federer. So we got to put some respect on that man, And then Gasquet lost. Yeah, I don't know how Gasquet is doing these days. He's out of the first round now. He used to be very consistent. And I don't even know who this dude is. I think he's young. I'm not that out of touch, I guess. Let me see. He's young, probably under 23. Oh, 23. Wow. That was a pretty good guess, right? That was pretty good. I think he did good in Cincinnati. He probably won 2 matches. Oh, no, he lost the first round. Canadian law. Oh, he canceled. Okay, so about this, it just always stumps me why they show canceled, but they don't give a reason, A lot of times when they cancel, it's because the draw gets switched around or raining, but then he didn't even get to play anymore, so I'm not sure what happened. He played Federer in Wimbledon. He lost pretty handily. So moving forward, Giraldo lost a tie 5-setter. Bjorn lost in 4 sets. I like Bjorn. Tsitsipas lost in 4 sets. And dude, honestly, Tsitsipas, I know you're trying to do a lot of stuff, like you're doing the YouTube, you're doing the whole social media stuff, being active, and it's good that you're promoting the sport with those public figures who are deep thinkers and stuff. That's good. It's good. And I made a video about you too many months back. I think it was January when you beat Federer at the Australian Open. It's just Tsitsipas. Try not to make all these quotes, about random stuff. I feel like it maybe is distracting to your game. Just you do you, but don't try to be an activist and try to say, oh, I'm gonna be the most innovative person in the sport, but then you have tantrums and stuff. And I'm not trying to hate on Tsitsipas, but I'm just saying if you want to have that high ground, it'd be better when your career is over, so that your impact can be maximized and you won't have people kind of trying to see contradictions like how I'm doing. I'm just trying to look out for you, but it's all good. I know you have a YouTube channel and you're thriving. It's good on you. Just keep focusing on the tennis, man. I think you can win a slam with that one-hander. Simone, I like him. Bautista, Agut, he lost, and for some reason, I have something like I feel weird about this dude. I know he's a hard worker, but there's just something about him that throws me off. It's like this. I don't know. This face always kind of throws me off. It seems like a nice guy and all, but I don't know. Whenever he does this, I'm like, oh, okay, buddy. Like when my favorite player loses to him and stuff like that, I see that face and I'm like, no, I feel bad. My favorite player lost. Not this crazy celebration. But again, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Feel free to dispute me in the comments. And thanks to everybody who's been watching. Yesterday was good. So if you want to follow me more, make sure to follow me on Twitter. And make sure to subscribe.